Hey guys, welcome to ILG, and this is the finals between Team Ruthless Gaming on the blue side and Team LowEloHangout on the purple side. Both these teams are the number one teams in their respective regions. Ruthless for Team India and LowEloHangout representing Team Bangladesh. The Bangladesh, the country. And all these players are high-ranked players, no doubt. This is the Pro League and this is the finals. This will be a best of three, and despite Ruthless Gaming being completely undefeated throughout the entire season, the only advantage Team Ruthless have in the best of three is just picking which side they want for games 1 and 3, if there was a third game, that is. And based on the way these two teams are looking right now, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a game 3, and it will not end in 2 games, I feel. Casting alongside me is DJ Ram. Take it away, DJ Ram.
Hi.
You're breaking, DJ Ram. Alright, it looks like DJ Ram might be having some connectivity issues. He might be lagging. So nonetheless, I'm gonna take over the casting until he gets his...
A stage 20 and a Scion being banned out. I have to mention that two junglers have been banned out by LowEloHangout, so a jungler, a continuous jungler. Yeah, can you hear me now? So two junglers have been banned out by LowEloHangout, so that's a jungler-centric ban. I haven't seen 2 continuous junglers being banned out, but I am sure that they do feel a lot of pressure coming from the others, so that may be the reason. And I don't blame them for the Sejuani ban, considering that the Glacial Prison does lock in half the team, and they don't want to be dealing with that Glacial Prison. We also have to focus on the fact that Kaka has picked up the Lissandra, which is a comfort pick for him, and he does a lot of damage on Lissandra. The Lissandra naturally does a lot of damage, and that Frozen Tome providing all the peel for his ADC, who is played by Brutality. Brutality naturally doesn't need any peel, considering he is one of the best ADCs in India, if not the best, and he's playing for Ruthless Gaming, and it's an old team, and they've been dominating the Indian scene for quite a while. Cranko is also great support, especially on this Nami. But I want to get your views on LowEloHangout, Todd.
Yeah, they have beat Team Nox in the semi-finals twice consecutively. They in a best of 3 as well. It was just a single game, but nonetheless they beat them twice the same day. Nox Gaming did beat Team Flux Gaming, and they had to face Team LowEloHangout again for the second for the third place, and for the second place, and Team LowEloHangout did manage to beat them. So these teams are at the top of that game right now, and Forbidden Requiem again gets his hands on the victor. He's been playing that all season long, and he's been immensely successful with it. But I have to question the victor pick against the comp of Team Ruthless Gaming, especially with that Lissandra and the Jarvan, because the Victor is a very highly mobile pick, and the immobility is heavily punished by champions such as Lissandra and Jarvan. Especially if they get a flank around him, he'll be rendered completely useless. But Forbidden Requiem being arguably the top mid laner in Bangladesh, and probably even in the entire ILG, he has to know how to position himself, and I'm pretty sure he does. But it depends on Team Ruthless Gaming if they could get a flank around him, if they could get some enough vision control in the early game, and get a good flank around him during a team fight. Because if the Forbidden Requiem on the Victor is allowed to free damage your carries or even your frontliner, they're going to be taking a heck of a lot of damage. So they got to shut down the Victor in team fights rather than aiming Synchro on that Graves. And FufuQT yet again has picked up the Trundle. Trundle actually works great against tanks because he'll be Trundle is ideally a tank counter pick, and he's against a Maokai. And FufuQT has played the Trundle against a Maokai, I guess. And FufuQT has seen Garbage play all the tanky champs, and he's been beastly with it. He has played the Maokai a lot of times in the past as well. He's been playing a really mean Mundo as well. So that's probably one of the reasons why he didn't pick Mundo into the Trundle, because the Mundo is all about the HP, and whereas Maokai is also a little bit of the HP, but he'll probably just build a lot more magic resistant armor rather than just plain HP at the beginning stages of the game. Talk us through the rest of the picks, Rijiram.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the Forbidden Requiem, and as you said, he is a non-mobile mid laner. And with the lockdown coming out of Team Ruthless Gaming, I wouldn't say he shouldn't have picked the Victor, but he should really play carefully now that he has picked up the Victor, because the Jarvan 4 with his Cataclysm, the Nami with her Bubble and her Tidal Wave, the Lissandra with her Frozen Tomb, and the stun coming out from Lissandra, these are all things that Victor really has to watch out for, which the other players in his team don't necessarily have to watch out for, because the Maokai is quite tanky. He doesn't necessarily have to watch out for CC. The Graves has a dash, and he'll probably get away either way with his passive. But the simple fact is, if the Graves does get locked down, he'll probably be taken down with all the damage coming out of Ruthless Gaming. As far as other champs, and he might just take the Lantern out from Thresh. But yeah, most of the team of LowEloHangout has a way to get out, but the Victor doesn't. So as you said, Todd, the Victor will have to watch out, especially with this non-mobile champion that he's picked up. And FufuQT, I have to give a lot of credit to his Trundle. I saw him playing his Trundle against his Ion, and he did really well. That was against Gaming Freaks. I've only seen them play against Gaming Freaks, and they did so well, and they've got so much. I've been anticipating this match for quite a while, and I really want to see FufuQT at top. The game has just begun, folks, and we actually see a pause straight out. This has been recurring, but yeah, we'll be back in game soon enough. Just going through the other picks, Kranko on his Nami, he is really good. He can land those bubbles continuously. As you said, Todd, he has been landing skill shots time and again, and he will be a great help to Brutality. Brutality being a really good ADC. I am looking forward to a first blood in the bot lane. Not sure which side it will go to, but I'm favoring Brutality, that is Ruthless Gaming side right now, considering that he is an amazing ADC. I'm not taking away any credit from Synchro, because Synchro played really well on his Sivir, and I really liked his Sivir play. I'm guessing if Panda and Pocket did get the Jarvan rather than Zabardast getting the Jarvan, I think Synchro might have gone with his traditional Sivir pick, because every single time that I see Panda and Pocket with the Jarvan, Synchro has always picked up the Sivir. I think that's just to help them lock down one person in the enemy team, so that they can make it a 4v5 immediately and just clean up the fight as they go along. The top lane, Garbage versus FufuQT, as you said, Todd. Trundle will probably be rushing that Bok, the Blade of the Ruined King, that is, and he'll probably be looking to take down Garbage if it is a 1v1 lane, though. But I do remember FufuQT playing a 2v1 lane against Gaming Freaks. I'm looking forward to a 2v1 lane, but that's not really common in the ILG. But I am looking forward to it. It's been more common in the pro than the semi-pro, so we might see it. But yeah, other than that, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about Shifu. Shifu is just like Kranko. Shifu lands a lot of his skill shots. He landed pretty much every binding on the Morgana that he played. The Morgana was banned out because they did not want to deal with Shifu's Morgana, considering he can anticipate the movement of the enemy laners. That is, even if it's brutality, I'm pretty sure Shifu will come up with a play that can take down the enemy ADC or the enemy mid laner, and he does roam a lot. And yeah, so Todd, I want to ask you about these roaming supports, because we've spoken about roaming supports a lot of the previous games, but who do you think will be able to roam more, Shifu or Kranko, considering the team comps that are coming out from both the teams?
I believe both Thresh and Nami have really good roaming potential, because the Thresh could even help his teammate escape with that lantern, or the what's the lantern called? The sorry, sorry, it's called the Dark Passage. Sorry, yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we could potentially be seeing a lane swap as well in this very game, because Team Ruthless Gaming has played a 1v2 lane in the top for 2 times this very ILG in the last couple of days. So they are kind of experienced with the lane swap, and I don't think Team LowEloHangout wanna risk swapping lanes with a team that is experienced in lane swap. So they are looking forward to using standard lanes, which is why you can see garbage on that Maokai being seen top. And based on how the teams have formed up, it looks like standard lanes for both teams. But
we might be seeing an invade coming out of Ruthless Gaming right now. Ruthless Gaming, but Brutality is teleporting back to his base, but Kaka, Fufu Kitty are going aggressive. They might be looking for a kill on Forbidden Requiem. No, they decide to back off since they have been spotted out by Forbidden Requiem. There are still pings going out onto the red, the enemy red, that is Team LowEloHangout's red from Ruthless Gaming, but they do decide to back off. Other than that, it's just passive junglers again, passive jungles and passive laners yet again. So continue, Todd, you were saying?
Yeah, so no surprise here, standard lanes, and I believe that Ruthless Gaming could have actually tried and had a lane swap, but nonetheless they have the stronger top laner 1v1 as opposed to more of a skill-based lane in the bot lane with the Lucian and Nami opposed to Graves and Thresh. But I do have to give the edge over to the Thresh and Graves lane, because that's more of a kill threat as opposed to a Nami Lucian. Nami Lucian will be more of poke, but they, if they manage to sustain enough, Thresh and Graves would be able to burst out the Nami and the Lucian comparatively. So nonetheless, Fufu Kitty is happy to have the standard lane because he is facing the Maokai up top, but then it is garbage on that Maokai, and garbage plays a hell of a lot of Maokai. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see Victor actually putting a lot of damage onto the Lissandra. Lissandra has taken pretty low, but she still has health pots to chew up. So
we actually might see an engage onto Kranko right now, but Kranko disengages onto that by landing a beautiful bubble onto Synchro. Yeah, as I said, Kranko with his skill shots, he's been doing so well. That is his second bubble of the game, and he's landed 2 bubbles continuously onto Synchro. So, and both of them have saved his life because he did go down twice. Kaka nearly gets a kill onto Forbidden Requiem. That's the first gang coming out of Zabardast. We're just talking about Zabardast on the J4 now. He just ganked on level 3. And he got the flash out of Forbidden Requiem. He also got the cleanse out. Fufu Kitty going really aggressive onto Garbage. We might see Garbage going down. Garbage goes down on by Fufu Kitty. Gets the first blood. Zabardast ganks bot lane immediately. Zabardast nearly going down to the tower. Brutality does get the kill onto Synchro. That's first blood. He gets a double kill onto the Thresh played by Shifu. Ruthless Gaming coming out ruthless, just as their name suggests. They're doing really, really well. What do you think about what are your opinions about what just happened, Todd?
Very aggressive start, and Zabardast and the Javan has been successful in both the mid and the bot lane, because he managed to pick up a double kill at bot lane. Brutality got both the double kills, and he's the last person you'd want to be giving a double kill to, especially in minute 4 coming in. Meanwhile, a gank onto the mid lane, but Lissandra is comparatively a safe laner as opposed to Victor. As I was saying, DJ Ram, that Zabardast has been really He's been having his jungle path. He's been taking really good jungle path because he has forced to even blow both the summoners of Victor in the mid lane. Victor doesn't have the cleanse nor the flash, so Victor has to play really defensively in the next couple of minutes. Whereas Kaka has both the summoners up, I believe. Yeah, he doesn't have his ignite, but that's not going to be as much trouble. Both flash and cleanse are down for Forbidden Requiem on that Victor. Meanwhile, you can see this counter matchup, how it's working out in favor of Fufucutie, as Garbage is struggling here in the top lane, as Fufucutie doesn't even want to CS. He's just going aggressive all in on Garbage. He knows that he can win out these trades with the help of because that champion basically
can engage from Panda and Pocket onto Fufucutie. He will use his tunnel.
Ram, you're breaking.
Fufucutie will. Yeah, so he does. So Panda and Pocket does take down Fufucutie, as Fufucutie did not have a splash after he took down Garbage on that first blood. We actually see Garbage going under the tower onto Zabardast. Garbage takes a lot of damage from the tower. Panda and Pocket dives the tower and he takes down Zabardast. Panda and Pocket nearly goes down. So this is really good aggro trading from Garbage and Panda and Pocket. Might see Panda and Pocket go down to Fufucutie though. Fufucutie is now going hard on Garbage. He's chasing really hard. We actually see him back off after that. Both Panda and Pocket and Garbage escape with a sliver of health. Panda and Pocket more so. That was well played by Panda and Pocket and Garbage, just trading that aggro really well. This is the high level play. These are the high level plays coming out of both these teams. As we said in the beginning, Ruthless Gaming did really well with an aggressive start, but I think LowEloHangout are putting up a really good fight in this game. What are your thoughts, Todd?
Indeed, Zabardast has been a beast. He's been in the right places at the right times, but unfortunately, the lack of flash on to Fufucutie cost him a death. It was a very good gank by the Rek'Sai, as well as Fufucutie had just moved into that brush to ward it, and surprisingly, he found that Rek'Sai sitting right in that brush. So that cost him a death, but I believe that Maokai should have actually escaped that first death, because he should have anticipated Fufu will flash for it, and even an auto attack would have actually sufficed to get Fufucutie that kill. He actually had his spell up as well, so Fufucutie did pick up a straight up 1v1 kill onto the Maokai. That shouldn't have been the case. Garbage should have seen it coming. He should have flashed before, but that's he held on to the flash being a tad bit greedy, and it had cost him that kill. But nonetheless, Maokai is back in the game, as he has picked up 2 assists in the top lane thanks to Panda and Pocket's gangs. So 2 assists basically equals a kill. So Maokai is right back equivalent in the lane, on par with Fufucutie on that Trundle. But still, an equivalent lane is still going to work in the favor of Fufucutie, because Trundle does counter tanky champions such as Maokai. So yeah, I believe Fufucutie, this has been planned out by Ruthless Gaming, as they kind of knew that Garbage likes playing all these tanky champions such as Maokai, Mundo, and Trundle is the ideal counter to it. So yeah, I really love the thought process coming from Ruthless Gaming. Go ahead, Tijiram.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say that I wanted to see Panda and Pocket on that J4. But I'm really impressed with Panda and Pocket's Rek'Sai play. He's gotten 2 kills up top continuously. Takes down Trundle first. There is Fufucutie playing the Trundle first. And then he goes on to take Zabardast under the tower by trading a lot of aggro between both Garbage and himself. So I'm really impressed by his Rek'Sai plays. I thought that at a point, I actually thought Panda just as well, if not better. So I'm really impressed by his Rek'Sai play. I haven't seen I do see a lot of good Rek'Sai plays, but I have to give him a lot of credit for playing it as well. That too early on in the game. I forgot to mention that we do have a pause. It's been nearly 6 minutes in. I think Shifu has disconnected, but we get back in game soon enough. Todd, what are your views on the items coming out? We see that Trundle actually picked up the pickaxe first, so he's not rushing the Blade of the Ruined King. What are your opinions about not rushing the Blade of the Ruined King?
Yeah, I'm surprised by that item pickup as well, because I don't know what Fufukiri is planning on building with that pickaxe. Probably, I forgot what that item is called yet again.
More of Malmortius?
Possibly that, or even Ravenous Hydra.
Oh yeah, Ravenous Hydra, yep. You might be looking for
it's
that.
a possibility, or based on these two items, longsword and a pickaxe, it might as well even be a what do you call that? I'm really sorry, my memory is terrible at the moment.
It's alright, it's alright.
The armor penetration item that all the AD carries pick up, what's it called?
Last Whisper.
Last Whisper, indeed. He has the makings of a Last Whisper, and he does know that he's up against the Maokai. I don't believe that's going to be a first item Last Whisper on the Trundle, but
yeah,
it is a possibility. I don't know what is going on in the minds of these players.
Todd, as you said, in the Pro League, anything goes. Anything could happen. A Last Whisper first pick, who knows? It could happen, couldn't it, Todd?
Indeed, it is a possibility, but nonetheless, it could be most probably just the Ravenous Hydra, because I believe it's a legit item on Trundle.
I want to see a Last Whisper pick up first, though, just for the troll effect. I mean, he's playing Trundle, the biggest troll in the game. I just want to see that Last Whisper first pick up, just for the troll of it. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty funny, but. Yeah, sure. Todd, you might have to pick up the Twitch because my Alt-Tab shift is really slow.
Alright.
So just pick up the comments and tell me what they say. I also want to talk about the Lucian's Brutalizer first. Lucian is going for that Yomo's Ghost Blade. We will see some action using that Yomo's Ghost Blade. I'm looking forward to Lucian's plays. Whereas the Graves actually has a double Doran's. Right now, I think this Lucian is just going to snowball out of control. What are your opinions, Todd?
It looks like it, because Brutality has been the main player for Team Ruthless Gaming, as in the past we've seen that despite all the lane swaps happening, which actually worked out in favor of Team Ruthless Gaming, we did see that Brutality had picked champions that could actually solo against a top laner such as Vayne. A Vayne top is actually legit in solo queue, and that's exactly what happened during a lane swap where the support Kranko played both the Thresh and Morgana in both lane swap games, and Morgana was just helping out Fufukiri in the top lane, whereas Brutality had all that experience, solo experience against the top laner in the bot lane. So Brutality has been given a lot of focus, has been given a lot of free farm and experience and solo lane, and and him having a double kill, our first blood and a double kill, that's going to be highly dangerous, as he's actually looking really good at the very beginning of this matchup. But nonetheless, still, if Shifu manages to land his skill shot, both these supports are really good on their skill shots, both Shifu and Kranko. But a hook onto the Nami or Lucian could still favor the burst coming out of the Graves and the Thresh. So it's still not over. It's I mean, Brutality does have a huge edge at the moment, but we do see that Rek'Sai is comparatively fed in the jungle as well, and I am surprised to see that the Rek'Sai hasn't put pressure on the Javan yet, but he's supposed to do it, because that's one of the key advantages Rek'Sai has over the Jarvan. He's supposed to counter jungle, or at least put up some deep wards in Team Ruthless Gaming jungle, so he's aware of the paths that Zabardast on that Jarvan is taking. Yeah,
and we also see that Rek'Sai has put his double kill to good use. He's picked up the early side stone. I think that was picked up at around 6.5 minutes. So 6.5 minute side stone. He's also got the pink ward. So he's just going to be protecting his team, just placing wards around the map so that no one in his team gets caught out unaware. So this is good team play coming out of LowEloHangout, even though we did see initial team play coming out of Ruthless Gaming, which they are particularly known for. When they play aggressive as a team. You see action all over the map. If you see a kill on the top lane, you immediately see Zabardast ganking the mid lane and then rushing to the bot lane. Even if the gank is unsuccessful at the mid lane, he rushes to the bot lane as we saw, and he provided a double kill for Brutality's Lucian. So yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. So basically, what Panda and Pocket is going to do is negate that effect by placing wards around the map where he thinks Zabardast is going to roam from one lane to another, so that the rest of his laners can be aware of that. When action happens at the top lane, his laners are going to be aware of Zabardast ganking the other lanes. So this is definitely well played by Panda and Pocket, just helping his team out really well, as a jungler should. The Jarvan, of course, only has 2 assists. I don't think he'll be looking to rush that side stone anytime soon. He hasn't got the gem, health gem yet, but he has picked up the boots just to get around the map a little bit quicker, and he's playing well as a roaming jungler. But I have to mention that Panda and Pocket can roam from the bot lane to the top lane using his ult. So yeah, so Jarvan does need that mobility if he wants to get around the map as quickly as Panda and Pocket, even though it's not possible to be that quick. Yeah, so this top lane, we actually see a double Dorans from the Maokai. We don't see a rush for the Rod of Ages. What do you think about this, Todd?
On Maokai, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually these days people just, instead of building the Rod of Ages on Maokai, they just go for the Righteous Glory, as it gives them a lot of movement speed for the Maokai to catch up and, you know, get to the backline of Team Ruthless Gaming. And looking at Lucian actually sitting on a 2-0-0 and 47 creeps in 7 minutes, as opposed to Synchro just on 35 CS and already a death behind. The Maokai has to make sure that Lucian or Brutality doesn't get a lot of free hits onto the carries or even to the tanky front line. So yeah, he'll be looking forward to, you know, getting that extra bit of movement speed to get inside the team of Ruthless Gaming's carries. So yeah, and DJ Ram, on Twitch I did note that Lizard was asking where is Jojo, and Jojo is actually was actually the jungler for Team OG Gaming, which Brutality played for. It used to be India's #1 team, and for some reason, due to some internal issues, the Team OG did break up, and though they are all still friends, the team doesn't exist anymore, and Brutality has joined Team Ruthless Gaming, and that is very surprising to note that Team Ruthless Gaming, being a very new team, is currently the #1 here in the ILG. Currently, so far, they have been undefeated. It could be changed in the very finals, but it's yet to be seen. But nonetheless, even if they lose, Ruthless Gaming is at least second best team overall, and they are a very new team. And to see them come such a long way, and it's so hard, dominating pretty much every other team, I gotta say that I mean, this team is just looking to, you know, probably, you know, if they keep up this team, keep up the same roster and that chemistry, they could even possibly looking forward to, you know, going to the LCS the next year, or probably even the next, because they are looking that good in terms of team cohesion.
Definitely, Todd. Ruthless Gaming is definitely doing really well, considering that they've won every single game that they've been in this particular ILG Season 2. So they've done really, really well. I was not aware of the fact that Ruthless Gaming is quite a new team. I actually heard that, as you said, Todd, OG Gaming, they are an amazing team. They were an amazing team considering they have disbanded now. And I heard a lot about OG Gaming. I wasn't around in the time when OG Gaming did exist. So I don't know a lot about them, but I've heard a lot about Brutality. And just because Brutality was in this team, I actually thought that Ruthless Gaming had been around for quite a while. I'm sure that the players on Ruthless Gaming have been around for quite a while. They've been practicing their team plays. I've also heard a lot about their team how they play well around with their team. They practice a lot, and their practice always pays off. It seems to always be paying off considering they have gone undefeated. And we might actually see them go undefeated in these games. We might not. We might see LowEloHangout just break that chain of undefeated plays. I would right now my balance is on Ruthless Gaming considering they're at 900 goal. They're at a 1k goal lead arguably. They might be looking for their first dragon soon. They seem to be just drifting around that dragon. Zabardast just seems to be just drifting around that dragon, making sure that the enemy team that is LowEloHangout doesn't pick up that dragon anytime soon. Yeah, but other than that, I also want to mention that the Lucian, played by Brutality, doesn't only have a 2-kill lead, he's also got a 12 CS lead on the Graves now. So Graves is really struggling to bring this back in because the Lucian, of course, has a lot of damage, especially with his Brutalizer, which is going to just rip through Graves' armor. His passive, that is, his passive armor, it's just going to rip through it. But as you said, Todd, if Shifu can manage to land even a single hook, that could mean death for Brutality or Kranko playing this Nami. But I'm going to go on the fact that I'm thinking Graves will probably focus at Kranko along be played by Kranko. Shifu will probably also focus Kranko because Nami will go down easier than the Lucian, and if Nami goes down, I'm guessing Lucian is just going to back off. And Graves needs a kill right now. He needs to get back into lane right now. And right now, I'm not particularly sure Graves is going to go passive and just play under the tower because he needs those early kills. He needs to be snowballing. He can't just keep farming and try to come out in the late game. It doesn't work like that with Graves, does it, Todd?
Not much. Graves is decent in the late game, but not the strongest of AD carries in the late game. But the same applies to Lucian as well, because Lucian and Graves are both mostly just mid-game champions. They will be doing a lot of damage in the mid-game team fights. They scale equally well, so no harm done. I mean, it's not like the Lucian is a hyper late game carry and currently sitting on a toe. It's still the Lucian. He's not going to be as powerful as, you know, in the late game. They have the Maokai to tank out most of the damage. Jarvan doesn't scale. Lissandra doesn't scale as much as a Victor in terms of damage, but it all comes down to if Lissandra locks down the right target and how much AoE she manages to put down. But Trundle, on the other hand, scales excellently as well, as he'll be a tanky beast who could actually do a lot of damage. Not to mention the annoying slows he's going to be putting down with that pillar, that zone control he's going to be giving. So actually, that's the zone control from Team Ruthless Gaming's comp is pretty damn good with that Cataclysm, with the Lissandra ult and that pillar. Not to mention Nami's ultimate as well, the tidal wave. So yeah, so
yeah, just going to these mid lanes, Todd. I just don't want to stop you, but yeah, these mid lanes right now. As you said prior to the game, actually, you said that this Victor is just really immobile. I was agreeing with you on that. And if Lissandra can lock down this Victor, as you said, you were saying that it's best to lock down the Victor rather than locking down the Graves, because the Victor is an amazing damage dealer. So if they can lock down this Victor, do you think that spells defeat for LowEloHangout, or do you think they can manage this 4v5? Because they do have the Maokai, who is an amazing tank. We actually saw that in the semi-pro league in the finals. Team Fedgets versus I think it was Team Nexus Destroyers. Fedgets got destroyed just because of the fact that Maokai and Volibear were alive. That's it. And they were facing 2v4 against a Maokai and a Volibear. So do you think this tank coming out of Maokai will be able to just I don't know, support the victor even in death?
He could potentially, but the Maokai is struggling in the top lane against Fufukiti's Trundle. So that could be the threat because the Trundle is going to be sufficiently ahead of the Maokai, at least till the mid stages of the game. But in the late stages, it's not going to matter as much as the Trundle wouldn't ideally be aiming onto the Maokai. And the Maokai actually does a lot of AoE damage, and he'll be, his ultimate gives a lot of damage reduction for his team as well. So Maokai does really good for peeling. So Victor would be sufficiently safe. And not to mention, Forbidden Requiem has picked up that cleanse summoner spell as opposed to a ghost or a heal or even a barrier. So yeah, that defensive spell, the cleanse, could actually come in handy in team fights if Lissandra managed to lock down Forbidden Requiem. But obviously, it's going to come down to the cooldowns as well, as if he gets caught twice by that Lissandra in the next in the back-to-back fights, that's going to be a huge problem for the Victor, as obviously the Lissandra ult has a 60-second cooldown timer as opposed to a summoner spell such as Cleanse having a 2-minute cooldown timer. Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah, as you said, Todd, yeah, if this Victor has to fight back-to-back fights, gets locked down continuously, there is the Frozen Tome coming out of the Lissandra does have a lower CD add to the cleanse and the flash that Forbidden Requiem has. So if anything, if he wants to save himself for 2 continuous fights, he can only burn one of those summoners. If he burns one of those summoners, he has the other summoner to save himself. Arguably, because the flash is not going to particularly save him from Lissandra's Frozen Tome. It might get him out of range before she can cast it, but once she's casted it, he's done for. But the cleanse will save him from that Frozen Tome. He can just cleanse out of the Frozen Tome. Even though he will take the damage coming out from it, he could cleanse out and walk away. But if he cleanses and flashes away, burns both the summoners, then as you said, Todd, the next fight he will be taken down. Regardless of what kind of peel he gets, and what kind of support he gets, he will probably be taken down in the next fight. So, yeah, I'm not particularly sure about how good this Victor is, especially with the fact that he is going even on CS with the Lissandra, and the Lissandra seems like more of a threat than the Victor, for the reasons that you mentioned prior to this, Todd. Yeah, just going back to this top lane, looking at the Trundle and the Maokai, the Trundle is winning out. He did get ganked by Panda and Pocket, but yeah, the Trundle is still winning the lane. And I actually forgot to mention on the map right now, the Trundle seems to be moving towards the mid lane. And we might be seeing another one of those team plays coming out of Ruthless Gaming. But I want to get your opinions on this on a particular topic, Todd. This is about the team plays coming out of both the teams. LowEloHangout did have a play up top, but that was just the top and the jungler. That is Panda and Pocket and Garbage just syncing between each other. That wasn't exactly the whole team. But whereas with Team Ruthless Gaming, you could actually see plays all over the map. There was so much. There was such good communication. There wasn't a gank up top. We actually saw the first blood going to the Trundle. He went really hard on the Maokai, that is Garbage, and he took him down. Garbage did decide not to use his flash, which was, I think, a misplay by him. He just didn't expect Trundle to flash in and kill him. But Maokai did not use his flash, so he did go down for first blood, and we saw immediately that J4 actually ganked the mid lane. J4 played by Zabardast. So Zabardast did gank the mid lane and get both summoners of Forbidden Requiem, who bought straight after, which I definitely did not expect. He moved straight bot like within, I think, the next 10 seconds, and then he went straight, and he didn't look to see if anything was warded. He went straight in onto the Graves. Before the Graves could flash, he was down to nearly 1 bar health, and Brutality just flashed in and then killed the... I actually don't think that Brutality even flashed in to kill the Graves. He just dashed in, killed the Graves, and then got a double kill onto Shifu. But what do you, overall, based on what I just said, what do you think about the plays coming out of both the teams. The team plays coming out of both the teams.
I gotta say it's excellent because both these junglers, both Zabardast and Panda and Pocket, have been really mobile. They have been in the right places at the right time. But Zabardast has a little more lane pressure, as he did manage to blow both the summoner spells in the mid lane and got a kill at the bot lane as well. In the top lane, it did not work out for him. Also because you got to know that in the 2v2 fights as well, Javan will be comparatively weaker as opposed to a Rek'Sai in a 2v2 as well. So yeah, that will have an impact, as Rek'Sai can actually shouldn't mind a counter gam coming from Javan, as he will still be the stronger 2v2 threat as opposed to the Javan.
Yes, I just want to mention that. Oh yeah, so Synchro might be taken down to Brutality. Synchro does use it, get taken down to pretty low health. Synchro does take the lantern back into the fight. Actually, he's going really aggressive onto Shifu. We might see Shifu going down. No, Shifu does not go down. He goes really low. I think he went to about 5 health on that actually. Zabardast just clearing wards. I don't know why the camera just panned away, but Shifu gets nearly taken down. Synchro is at about half health, and to just see the plays, the micromanaging coming out of it, that was really well played from LowEloHangout. They played really well. We just came out of pause and now we're back into pause. We've got about 4 minutes of pause time remaining before it will automatically unpause. So we're hoping that's not the case. But yeah, we will be unpausing soon enough. Yeah, so we will be unpausing soon enough. It's just a TS issue, TeamSpeak issue. So they are back in. Yeah, so Brutality is just going hard on the tower right now. Zabardast is there to just support him. Kaka goes, roams up top. He does use his Frozen Tome onto Garbage. He might be looking to go down to Fufukuri. Kaka does burn his Ignite onto Garbage, but Garbage is not taken out. He is taken down really low, but he is not taken down completely. Panda and Pocket is actually staying back to just clear the wave. I'm not particularly sure if this is advisable, considering that Kaka and Fufukuri might be looking to dive, but there is a dragon pickup at the bottom. So just going back to these team plays, Todd, who do you think potentially just won that?
I gotta say that Team Ruthless Gaming did win it because they got the dragon off it, though they didn't get the kill because Rek'Sai was actually forced to ult in to save his teammate Maokai. He did manage to eventually save him, but then it cost them a dragon. So basically it was a win for Team Ruthless Gaming, despite no kills resulting.
For sure, Todd, for sure. Right now, we just see this Victor just pressuring his lane. He's pretty much pushed Kaka into his tower, but he's still on a deficit of CS. So was this expected, Todd? Did you expect the Victor to actually fall behind on CS?
It's most probably because of the pressure he had in the lane because of the early flash and cleanse blown thanks to Zabardast's early gank. He would have actually been pressured to miss a couple of CS to make sure and that he was safe. So basically that might have cost him a little bit of CS. But nonetheless, 70 to 77 isn't a bad score after all. And Victor does scale better than the Lissandra in terms of damage. So it all comes down to, if Lissandra can actually lock down the Victor in team fights. But nonetheless, so far, it's not much of a large deficit.
We might actually see him gank onto mid lane. Panda and Pocket does gank Kaka, and Kaka gets taken down immediately. That was one of the best plays I've ever seen. Panda and Pocket just knocked up Kaka into the stun coming out of Victor, and he just got perma CC'd and was taken down in an instant. Forbidden Requiem did use that Chaos Storm and just take him down instantly. Garbage is pushing up top, and you might see Fufukuri just walks back to lane. Panda and Pocket is actually looking to gank the bot lane right now. He goes hard onto Brutality. we actually see Panda and Pocket just take the bubble to the face, to the back actually, but he will just walk away from it. Fufu Cutie there's action all over the map. Fufu Cutie is going hard on Garbage now, just burns his ult and flashes in onto Garbage. You might see Garbage going down if Fufu Cutie decides to dive, but Fufu Cutie doesn't decide to dive. He knows that Garbage doesn't have his summoner up, that is his flash summoner, but he just doesn't decide to dive. But you were saying, Todd, what do you think? But I just want to stop you from what you were saying, and I want to ask you about what do you think about Fufu Cutie not diving in for the kill against Garbage?
He was just afraid of the turret damage, and if Maoka actually roots him under the turret, he could go down as well. So nonetheless, and if at all Rek'Sai was nearby, or he does know that Rek'Sai can ult in, if he gets taken down too low, he just asks for a second just to ward out and get some vision at the blue buff area. He just swept out a ward at the blue buff. So
yeah, but
he just
but I just want
for
to
a
ask
second,
you,
but yeah, for that 1 second he did get punished hard by Brutality's Lucian.
Yeah, so I don't think Shifu can even leave lane for a second. He needs to be there every single second to protect the... Look at Synchro now. He's pushed up really hard and he's going to be taken down. How about this is going hard onto Synchro now, and Synchro has his flash and heal up, but he's not going to use it. And Shifu does try to save him, but Fufu Kitty's engaged up on top. Shifu would probably go down over here at the bot lane. This is the team play that I was talking about. They're fighting all over the map. Fufu Kitty will probably be taken down at top lane. Garbage does use his twisted advance to go on Fufu Kitty. There's an engage at the mid lane, and Javan gets a double kill. There's all over the map right now. That's a 3-for-1 trade. Only Fufu Kitty goes down, and that was definitely not worth for LowEloHangout. The dragon will also be taken down at the same time. This is beautiful playing from Ruthless Gaming. The only thing that LowEloHangout got out of that was the top lane kill right there. So team plays again, Todd. What do you think about this? You might see a top lane tower go down for LowEloHangout, but other than that, there's nothing. What do you think about this, Todd?
It was an even trade. They did lose out more kills in the bot lane in favor of Team Ruthless Gaming, but knowing that Team LowEloHangout cannot contest Dragon, and they just killed Fufu Cutie in the top lane, thanks to him just stacking up a lot of damage. He just picked up that Spectre's Owl right now, but knowing that Fufu Cutie was just 4 damage at that point and he didn't have much to tank, Rek'Sai did gank him up at top lane. Rek'Sai could have potentially joined in near the Dragon Pit as well, because he did have his ult up, but then that was the exact that was a very wrong moment for Synchro and that Graves to get caught, as he went down and Shifu went down as well, trying to save his AD carry. So basically Rek'Sai, despite ganking top, he couldn't ult back and get back to the Dragon as well. So that was a misplay, but nonetheless they did make up for it. Yeah, they made up for it by taking out the top turret in exchange. So it's not the worst case scenario, but yeah, the Team Ruthless Gaming did come out in top in the trade, because they, along with the Dragon, they managed to take a couple of kills in extra. So yeah.
Yeah, so I like the fact that Brutality is playing so aggressive on this Lucian. He knows, as you said, Todd, that he can be taken down by Synchro any minute, so he does not want to make it come to that position. So he's playing really aggressive, making sure that Synchro is always low and Synchro can never engage. We actually see a teleport up to the bot lane. Maokai coming in really hard, just uses his Righteous Glory. Panda and Pocket is disengaged upon. He takes a bubble to the face. Zabardast engaging from behind. He will just ult in onto 2 people. Forbidden Requiem will be taken down. Panda and Pocket to follow, but in all of that, Zabardast does get taken down. There's a double kill onto Kaka, playing this Lissandra. He does take down Shifu along with Shifu for the double. We might see Kaka going down. Kaka will be going down to Garbage, but at the same time, we see the Rek'Sai played by Panda and Pocket go down to Lucian. Garbage is engaged upon by Fufu Kitty. Fufu Kitty is chasing really, really hard. Synchro is the only one to stay alive other than Garbage right now, but Garbage does walk away and nearly dying right there. He is burnt up quite a bit of health. He had about 2 bars of health by the end of it. And yet again, another team fight going in favor of Ruthless Gaming. But they cannot take an objective out of it. But they do get their Lucian fed up quite a bit. He's got 4 kills. They take down the Rek'Sai. So Rek'Sai will not be shut down, but he does get taken down for the first time. He was 2-0-2, but now he's 2-1-3. But this Lucian is on a rampage right now with 4-0-2, and he's doing really, really well. I don't know, Todd, but right now I'm thinking this Lucian is just going to continue to snowball, and he will probably head up to the mid lane right now, just going to take down the tower. And he is heading up to the mid lane right now. What are your thoughts about that team fight, Todd?
Indeed, that was a horrible misplay out of team LowEloHangout, and Forbidden Requiem should know better than that, because he knows he's up against a double threat engaged by both Lissandra and Jarvan. And I don't know, that path he took on the bot lane, they should have calculated the Trundle's teleport. He did. FufuQT is such a team player that he never teleports to the top lane unless you know for sure your entire team will remain safe. FufuQT did save up his teleport. He did teleport to the bot lane during that fight, and that's okay. They probably assumed it was going to be a 4v5, and that's why they started chasing too deep. And that was a horrible miscalculation, as they had no vision on that brush, near that bot lane where Jarvan and Lissandra flanked the Victor, and Victor was right up in the front line, and that did not help at all. And that's exactly the reason Forbidden Requiem got insta taken out.
We might actually be seeing Garbage going down. Kaka just engages onto Garbage. Cranko with a good bubble, just missing out on Garbage, because Garbage does his twisted advance onto Cranko, but Garbage goes down to Zabardast. So that's Zabardast's 3rd kill, and he has 6 assists to propel those kills. And there was a ping onto Baron, but I don't think it's advisable to be going on the Baron right now. It might just be a throw onto the Baron, considering that they're not that much of in that much of a lead. They are about 5k in the lead, but 6k in the lead, but that does not mean that they can just engage onto the Baron and throw that lead, and they are not going to throw that lead on the Baron. But yeah, continue, Todd, you were saying. Well, actually, we actually see it engage onto Synchro. Synchro goes down to Brutality. That was instantaneous. It took like half a second to kill Synchro. But Todd, you were saying, what do you think about these plays coming out of Brutality and the team? Yeah, he was one shot. So what do you think about?
There's a reason he's challenger, man. He pretty much knows the exact amount of damage he could do onto another person, especially when he's playing his main role, the AD carry. He knew that he is fed, and that Graves is 2 levels under him. Graves is level 9 as opposed to Brutality being on level 11. So basically, he knew that if he manages to land all his spells, he will be able to one-shot the Graves, and that's exactly what he did. So very good knowledge of the game and calculation. He managed to kill Graves. He just one-shot him. And that is the 3rd dragon up for Ruthless Gaming, and Ruthless Gaming are looking yet again dominant, and the way things are going, I don't see Ruthless Gaming losing this game out, because they are nearly 6,000 gold up ahead, 3-1 in turrets, and they have complete vision map control. And
actually see Brutality going really, really hard onto Panda Pocket. Panda Pocket might be taken down. He does get knocked out by the tidal wave. Panda Pocket might be looking to take that. He does take the lantern out, but he dies to the burn coming out of Brutality. Garbage and Forbidden Requiem just playing this Lissandra. Garbage might be the next one on the menu. Garbage is just he just flashes over the Krug's wall, but Shifu is engaged upon by Zabardast. He just uses his lantern to protect him just a little bit further. Shifu does not go down. Synchro uses his heal. That's a beautiful play coming out from Synchro and Shifu. They do take Zabardast under the tower, and they take him down right there. So that's a kill on to Synchro now. That's his first kill. It's kind of late to get his first kill. It's at 22 minutes. And he'll be looking to come back in this game. We actually see Anand Pocket just out near the Nami, who was near LowEloHangout's red, but he is moving into the enemy jungle right now. He might be looking to just chase out that Nami. No, he was, and he just moves out. But continue, Todd, you were saying.
Indeed, that was a little yet again misplayed by Team LowEloHangout because they did. I mean, brutality did go down, and that's exactly why Team LowEloHangout, knowing that the most fed person on Team Ruthless just died, they wanted to fight it right there. But what they failed to calculate is that the Graves was actually seen at the bot lane. Synchro was bot lane farming. He's terribly behind in comparison to brutality on that Lucian, so he wanted that extra bit of farm. He was farming when Team LowEloHangout did manage to kill brutality, but that could have been actually a 4v4 if Panda and Pocket didn't take all that burst and actually died. So they basically fought a 4v3 despite the fed brutality actually getting deleted at that point. They were still outnumbered against a team who was terribly ahead in terms of gold and objectives. Not to mention they had a lot of deep wards in Team LowEloHangout's jungle as well. So failing to calculate Graves where he was at that point, yet again they lose another fight.
Definitely not. They did not calculate it well. I think LowEloHangout are sort of tilting this game. They're not positioning themselves properly. They're just continuously engaging, or they're getting engaged upon. They're being caught up. I mean, it's not often where an ADC catches a jungler out, and that's exactly what happened with Brutality. Brutality actually caught Panda and Pocket out just behind the Baron Brush and behind the red buff, and Panda and Pocket should have anticipated that. He should have known that Brutality was just mid. Where could he possibly be? He's not going to roam bot because the lane is pushed up. So I think Brutality should have anticipated that, but he failed to anticipate it, and Panda and Pocket failed to anticipate that, and his team paid for his mistake. Right now, Brutality is pushing really hard at the bot lane, and he might be looking for another kill onto Synchro, but I love the fact that Synchro's whole team is actually coming to save him. Shifu is engaged upon, takes a bubble to the face. Shifu does go down instantaneously. Kappa just uses his frozen tomb onto him. They're just looking to take down this bot lane tower right now. Just in the nick of time, I want to just talk about these CS differences right now. It's kind of late, Todd, but I just want to talk about these CS differences really quickly. What do you think about these CS differences, Todd?
You can see that despite being countered hard in lane, Garbage has done his job holding up against the Trundle. He did give up first blood, he did give up a lot of kills, but Panda and Pocket did help Garbage, stay alive in lane. So FufuQT, despite being ganked, he still held his ground, and both these top laners have shown up well in this game.
We actually see Garbage just use his Twisted Advance onto FufuQT. FufuQT is taken less than half health. He is healing back using his ultimate, but FufuQT will be taken down to Forbidden Requiem. There's a player up top, but there's also a player at bottom. Brutality will be looking to dive Synchro. Synchro does not have any support right now, and the bottom lane tower is pushing. We might see a 2-tower takedown by Brutality at the bottom. He's using his culling to just clear the wave so that he can take down the second tower. That is the inhibitor tower. He engages onto Synchro, and Synchro will probably be going down. Synchro is going down to Brutality, but Brutality goes under the Nexus towers, and it might not be the perfect time to be going under the Nexus towers right now for Brutality, and Brutality is taken down, and then Cranko is also taken down by Forbidden Requiem. That was definitely a misplay by Team Ruthless Gaming, but that does give them a tower, and they might be looking to take down this mid tower, but no. Kaka just dodges out the hook coming from Shifu, but yeah, just going back to normal now. Kaka is going to back off, but there is a counter push right now for Forbidden Requiem, Shifu and Garbage pushing towards the mid lane. They might be looking to take down this tower, and I'm definitely for this push. They're pushing really, really hard, and they do take down the tower. That's at least they have some solace out of that fight. They have 4 kills down, but yeah, definitely that was a misplay by Ruthless Gaming. Do you think that Ruthless Gaming are going on a little too hard, Todd?
Yeah, that was too cocky on that part. You do see that they are still not that far ahead. They are very ahead by around 7,000 gold and 3 dragons as well. But you gotta know that team LowEloHangout still got a lot of damage coming out of the Victor, and Rexa has a lot of damage as well. A team Ruthless Gaming has more of a catch comp with the Lissandra, Nami, and Jarvan as well, but you see that with the Rek'Sai, Victor, team LowEloHangout still has a lot of damage. So if they manage to stay alive, they will still continue to deal a lot of damage. They are not that far behind. They could potentially come back, but I was counting Ruthless Gaming to take this game because of the way they were playing without making any mistakes. Well, that was a horrible mistake, a horrible turret dive, and that had cost them heavily. They lost that Fed brutality, and Kranko was inside the base as well, and he died as well. So that was a lot of miscalculation, or just plain cocky play that actually cost them heavily. But they didn't lose any objectives off it, as FufuQt will be teleporting or not. He actually gets cancelled. It will be a 4v4 fight in the Dragon Pit, as Dragon does get slain by Panda in pocket on the Rek'Sai. Shifu will get caught. He puts down his box. Lissandra goes deep in. Victor gets taken down instantly. That's exactly what I was talking about. The Kaka on that Lissandra. If he manages to get his ult onto Victor, that will be a team fight one for Team Ruthless Gaming. As Team Ruthless Gaming are seen moving up into the bot lane, they will probably and will manage to take out the bot inhibitor turret as well. The inhibitor is up and available for taking. All 5 members of Team Ruthless Gaming are still alive, and that will mean a dragon for an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor trade definitely in the favor of Team Ruthless Gaming.
I just want to mention, Todd, I really think that Garbage made a terrible mistake over there. He teleported up top and then Trundle teleported to the dragon. It was well played by Ruthless Gaming. They sort of let LowEloHangout just take the dragon, and well, the Jarvan, that is Zabardust, was just going to plan on flashing in and trying to steal it. But if that was going to fail, as soon as they saw Garbage teleporting up top, they got the Trundle to teleport down to the dragon pit. They made the fight a 4v5, and LowEloHangout was just destroyed instantaneously, as you said, Todd. We couldn't even keep up with the kills that were happening because it was that instantaneous, especially with this Lucian with 3 items done. He's got the Blade of the Ruined King, he's got the Infinity Age, and he's got the Yomu's Ghost Blade. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was definitely miscalculated by Team LowEloHangout. Might be looking for a kill at top. Team LowEloHangout might be looking for a kill at top, but there's a counter engage. Garbage might be the first to go down, or it might be Panda and Pocket. Panda and Garbage will be the first to go down. Hopefully, no. It's actually going to be Forbidden Requiem that goes down first, and then followed by Panda and Pocket. Double kill to Zabardust. Zabardust will be looking to engage onto Garbage. We're looking for that triple kill right now, but Garbage is just a little too tanky for Zabardust. And I think there are pings onto the Baron right now. Ruthless Gaming is just looking to take this Baron and close out the game because they've already got the bot lane pushing with the super minions. But this was well played by Ruthless Gaming. Todd, do you think this game is coming to a close and Ruthless Gaming is just going to just take the objectives and then close the game now?
Most likely. Ruthless Gaming have been flawless this entire game, except that one misplay where Kranko and Brutality actually turret dove them and went inside the base of Nexus turrets of Team LowEloHangout. Other than one single misplay, Team Ruthless Gaming have been on point and completely ruthless, as you mentioned. As they pretty much had every objective in their favor. That last dragon did go out to Team LowEloHangout, but in exchange they heavily won out the team fight and managed to take out the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor itself as well.
FufuQt actually gets engaged upon. He's playing a little too aggressive, and FufuQt will be engaged upon. Panda and Pocket knocks up FufuQt. FufuQt is flayed back in by Shifu. He's managing to stay alive for so long. Forbidden Requiem can't even take him down, and he is a damage dealer on this Victor. They still can't take down FufuQt. It nearly takes about 5 to 10 seconds to take down FufuQt. If they're going to take this, and Kranko meanwhile just pushes up the bot lane along with Brutality, and they're just pushing into the Nexus towers. Brutality just using his culling to clear the wave out and prevent anyone from stopping him pushing. Meanwhile, the rest of his team, the other 4 in his team, are pushing up this mid lane. Zabardust manages to take down the mid lane inhibitor tower, and Brutality engaging really hard onto Panda and Pocket. There's chaos all over the map, and Fufi Cutie, even though he was overextended and he does get taken down, definitely provides his team with a lot of help in taking down the towers. Crankle is hooked and he does get flayed by Shifu, but Shifu takes the hook in and he gets taken down first. We see that Kaka actually uses his hourglass and he gets a triple kill, and Brutality just stealing out the Quadra, but Brutality does get a double kill in, and I think the game is over, Todd. This is the game, and we see a surrender coming out from Team LowEloHangout. So it's definitely a great game. There are still 2 more games to go. If Team LowEloHangout can manage to come out victorious in the next game, then we will go to a 3rd game. But this does mean that Ruthless Gaming only has to win 1 more game. But right now, I just want to say thank you to Todd for casting alongside me. This is DJ Ram. For the next game, you will have 2 new casters. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We do have a couple of games coming in.